guys. So for today's First Impression Friday, we're going to kind of take a little bit of a departure, very slight departure, when we look at the brand FibreMood. So I was not too familiar with sort of how everything worked with them. I had seen some of their patterns tagged on Instagram, follow them on Instagram, obviously. Love some of their patterns, and so I added them to the list to look at with you guys on First Impression Friday. Once I got here to kind of do my kind of cursory, investigating without looking at too many of the patterns, I discovered it's actually a really robust kind of full kind of system, for lack of a better term. So basically, they release magazines it's 5 times a year. The last one just came out in November, I believe. You can order the magazine, and then the magazine comes with the 12 or however many patterns it has for that season. Beautiful pictures, really great illustrations, so on and so forth. This is the most recent one. So what I decided to do is I'm going to add them to kind of like my seasonal reviews, like how I do for McCall's and Simplicity and the rest of the Big Four, so that we can review their new releases 5 times a year every time they come out. So what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is their winter collection, which, like I said, I believe came out in November. And we are going to be looking at the 12 women's patterns that came out in that magazine. There's also 3 children's patterns, these 3 here. We will not be looking at those. But if you want to see patterns from the past, come on here on their website, FibreMood.com, and check them out. They have more than 100 women's patterns. So lots to look through, way too much for a first impression video. So you guys come check those out on your own. And today we are going to look at these 12 newest sewing patterns to their catalog. And we're going to kind of start from the bottom left and work our way up to, bottom right and work our way up to the top left here. So we're going to start with the Alice pullover. And when you click on that link, this is where it takes you. So it has a little verbal description, kind of setting the mood for what Alice's vibe. Alice takes you back to grand old winters and white Christmas. Make this jumper in a classic comfy knit fabric. Show off with a round neckline in front and daring V at the back, or wear it the other way around with a V-neck at the front. Layer it with a polo neck or a collar for a different look. The inset sleeves have wrist trim, aka cuff. Also, I wanted to point out, this is a German, Belgian, Swiss, something like that. So a lot of the terminology, as it translates to English, is a little bit funky. So, but I think we can figure it out. We're all very smart people. The inset sleeves have wrist trim in rib trim fabric, or not, up to you. Go the simple route and finish the hem at the desired length, or use the same pretty ribbed trim you did for the wrist trim. Anything goes. Okay. Alice is flexible and loves making things cozy. All right, and so then you can click this little link here, and it'll take you to style advice for the Alice top. And I thought this was so interesting. So basically, it goes through the design of the pattern and analyzes it for different body shapes. So if you're more of a horizontal, like these are horizontal proportions to keep in mind, narrow hips, wide hips. If you have a long torso or short torso, this is your vertical proportions to keep in mind. And then it goes into each body shape: apples, rectangles, wide and slim, pears, hourglass, so on and so forth. So you can really read it, and it'll tell you mostly how to style it and what kind of fabric to make it in that would be the most flattering to your body type. I thought that was really, really cool. And then also it goes into what other patterns you can buy to make a whole outfit. So lots of good detail there, right? And then we're back to the listing. You can click Discover Our Fabric Collection, and it'll take you here. It'll take you here. So you can see all the fabrics that they used to make their samples. So the Alice has these 3. Now, when you click on them, don't get too excited. When you click on them, this is what you get. A whole bunch of information that doesn't mean a lot to me. You scroll down and it says shops with this fabric, but the shops are only Belgium, Germany, and Netherlands based shops. So those of us in the US, UK, there are links maybe that you can go through to try and order this stuff and have it shipped to you. But that would be something for you to look into. So again, lots and lots of information on the fabric. I love that it has like a close-up of it. I think that this is like PC or PES. One of those is polyester. This, I think, stands for wool. So you might be able to kind of, decode this and then search for something that's a blend of PC, PES, and wool. Something polyester and wool. I don't know the other one. Maybe some others are easier to figure out. Okay, so then you have that, right? Now we're going back to the listing, and they have a cute little video that you can watch. 2 videos, actually, I guess, to watch on YouTube. So follow them on YouTube, and you can see a lot of really great styled videos. See the fabric, see the fabric, see the pattern made, see how it fits, all that stuff. Then when you click purchase pattern, now do you see why we're not doing 100 patterns today? When you click purchase pattern, this is what takes you to like the traditional listing, what we're used to kind of seeing for patterns. So this kind of reiterates what the other written description said. Now we have a lot more pictures we can zoom in on. And you can see that, again, they've got this one styled with the scoop in the front and the V in the back. It's got a set-in sleeve, but it is a very relaxed sleeve. You can see all this ease here. Here it is from the back. Super cute. And this is that print that we saw. And then here is that purple fabric that we just looked at. A little short in the arms, if you ask me. But on her, it's really, really long. So I don't know if they have line drawings here. We'll get to that here in a second. Here's another one. That's a fun picture. Yeah, definitely. Oh, here, good. Line drawing. Definitely just a, yeah, either she has very long arms or the measurements were off in her sample. Something happened there. But this is just your kind of classic with a twist sweatshirt, right? We've got the rib knit here on the cuff and on the waistband. You can see on the inside there's a facing. I like that they show that in detail. That's really helpful. So, okay, we got the lay of the land. I'm not going to go through that for every single pattern, all 12 patterns, but just know that all of this information is available to you for you to kind of go in and, I mean, really, by the time you make a purchase with FibreMood, you should be incredibly confident with what you are going to make, what you're going to get with that pattern. Okay, in this little part, though, they do have the difficulty 2 asterisks out of 5. Your notions thread, this is your rib knit, interfacing, and then your fabric, which is here. And then here's your fabric and yardage. I did want to see sizing. Let me see if I can find that somewhere. I will be right back. Okay, so I finally found the size chart. You have to register for an account, which I did. It was free. You just put an email, password, usual stuff. And then in this like initial page that you get to when you click from the home page, you have to download the instructions. So I'm going to open these in a new tab, And when you scroll down, then you will see the same little description as the website, our line drawing, and then here's our size chart. So this has the height of the person, which is interesting. And then bust goes from 29.9 inches up to 57.5 inches. So roughly 30 to 57.5. And then your hips go from almost 34 to basically 57. So very good size range there, bust and hip, I think. Then we have the finished garment measurements. So we have the length of the garment, the sleeve length, your finished bust, and your finished hip. So again, this one has that rib knit band, so your hip has some negative ease, but your bust should be pretty roomy. And then of course you can check your leaves. So they have some extra information of that here. Compare the stated lengths to the measured or desired lengths, lengthen or shorten. And then you go into your supplies, your fabric, pattern pieces, aka a cutter's must. Remember that from last week? I love that term. And then your fabric layout. This is like full instruction booklet that you get access to without ever even buying the pattern. This was totally free for me to look at. And then here are the instructions. So you get digital illustrations, color-coded, step-by-step, all the way through making this little jumper. And I mean, a little sweatshirt pattern is not too in-depth. And I feel like we've got, well, 5 steps. Then each step has like a little sub-part, 3 to 5. So they've divided this up into roughly, 20 steps or so. 14 pages for a little sweatshirt. So that's pretty good. But in order to find the size chart, we're going to have to look at each and every instruction, which is fine. No big deal. Okay, so that is that. And that is the Alice, right? Pretty simple. That's a very, very basic design. So that is easy to kind of get through. All right, next up we have the Bay B culotte. This is a pair of trousers, or is she a skirt? Either way, these wide leg culottes are generous must-have. How about making them in a check? That's trend number 1. Or more edgy look, go with leather. That's trend number 2. Or you can make both. Button and snap closures, no fussing with zips. It's almost like, I kind of like how it's like someone's just like talking to you, and they leave all those words in to make it feel very kind of conversational and light. B has 2 pleats at the front of each leg, darts in the back, and hidden in side seam pockets. Not too wild about mid-length trousers. Lengthening them is a piece of cake. Find out how here. And yeah, that'll take you to a lengthening and shortening tutorial. We think a high boot would look rather elegant. You can pull off B in all kinds of gorgeous fabrics, making it in faux leather, woven fabric, structured fabrics like denim, cotton corduroy, or fabric woolen with a fluid drape also yields nice results. Think gabardine, flannel, crepe, and more. And prints. Why not start with checks, tartan, or houndstooth? All right. Let's look at some of these photos. I wonder if this is that Alice. So it looks like it hits like an inch or so below the natural waist. Very wide leg, like they said. 2 deep front pleats on both sides. There's your pockets. That is interesting. So it's like a slant pocket that turns into your waistband. Are they going to show us more of that construction? Probably not. Very, very high-end and chic looking in this red pleather. Or you can go like street style cool in a look like this. That's kind of inspirational. Not your usual styling, not your usual photos. I want to know more about the closures. Okay, here's the bee instruction booklet. Here's the line drawing. It doesn't really provide too much information. I'm just imagining that it's like just like a bib almost. Like you unbutton this and this whole thing just flaps down, or you can unbutton both of them and they both flap down. All right, and then there's your pleats, and here is, sorry, I've got a new puppy who wants to join the party. Okay, here is the back with the single little dart. You can see that there. And then here's our size chart. So our waist goes from 26 inches to 50 inches, and our hips go from 34 to 55. So for a waist to hip ratio, it's pretty good. I would only have to, if I chose to grade, I would only have to grade between, I don't know how much ease they want in the waist, but probably only between one size. Choose based on your waistline. If your hip measurements are wider than those in the chart, check the hip measurement in the chart below to see if there's enough room or whether the pattern needs to be altered. Then here is the finished garment measurements. So we've got our finished waistline, which is pretty much no ease. Maybe a 1/4 inch of ease. Is that what that says? And then the hips have like 11, right? Yeah, 11.5 inches of ease or so. Very generous in the hip. So then, yeah, I would definitely only have to go up one size, or grade one size, which is nice because sometimes I get on these charts and it's like 4 sizes in between. So there is that. And then here's your fabric requirements and your full instructions. Not that many pattern pieces. I mean, pants never really are, really. All right, that is B. Cute. Cute, cute. All right, next up, I think, yep. Next up, we have the Bonnie top. 1 star, super easy to make. Everybody loves a sweet bonbon. So, without further ado, meet Bonnie. It's a top that, while super simple, is full of stylish details. Sleeves have a touch of flair with box pleat cuffs. Do you prefer 3/4 length sleeves? Altering it to make the length you want is a snap. What else has Bonnie got in her bag of trips? A slightly curved boat neckline, French darts, love a French dart, and an elegant opening at the back with a hook and eye closure. After all, details count for a lot. This pattern looks lovely in a solid, whether bright or pastel, but you won't go wrong with a nice print. Structured fabric, chambray, tinsel, crepe, or satin. Even leather would look pretty as a picture. And then here's our videos. I don't really know the difference between the 2 videos. Maybe one is in English and one is not. No idea. Okay, so let's look at the photos. So it has, is that a pucker in the sewing, or is that like a detail? I don't remember them saying anything about the center front. The sleeve, though, how cool is this? The box pleat sleeve is really interesting. And then this is your French seam. So French seams, instead of going horizontal like this, they go down like this. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Love the sleeve detail. Yeah, this fabric probably wasn't the best for these photos. You can see where they pressed that. There's lots of wrinkles. Not their fault. I don't blame them at all, but sometimes fabrics are just annoying. There's your back hem. And I can't see any more at the top. That's just how it's cropped. Here it is in a print. So yeah, you can see the boat neck top. I think that other one was just a little sewing mistake. You have to be very careful with these when you have a facing in them. Sewing that on a curve and, you know, everything involved with that, I guess, can be a little bit tricky. Do you see all this here? I don't know why that happened, other than like maybe it got stretched out a little bit. Again, yeah, this fabric probably was no fun to work with. All right, that's it for those photos. So, okay, let's look at the chart. Okay. All right, so here we go. We have the French dart. We have the box pleat sleeve, which again, I think is so super cool. And then just a regular hem. And then the keyhole opening in the back. That's how you get in and out of it. Boat neckline, nice wide opening for the neckline. And then we have our 30 inches to 55 inches. This is the same size chart as the Alice top. But our finished garment measurements are going to be a little bit different here. So we've got a bust of 32 up to almost 56. And then the hem circumference, which, does it say where that is supposed to hit? No. In the photos, they seem to hit on like the low hip, if not lower, right? So you got to factor that in. The hem circumference is not necessarily your hip measurement. But it is 35 and a half up to 56 and a quarter-ish, or and a third-ish. So yeah, your bust to the hem, you know, I am okay with grading up 2 sizes there. But it looks like for this top, I'd have to grade up. Well, I don't know how much. There's probably a lot of ease in the bust, which you also have to figure in as well. So yeah, probably in the 14 to 18 range, like I was in the other pattern. Cool. That's fun. Fun. All right, next we have, sorry, you have to go back lots of times. Here we are, the Clawdy skirt. Clawdy is swinging, and not just a little. Pure rock and roll with a 360-degree swirl. She features a high waist with a straight waistband, invisible zip closure, and handy hidden pockets in the side seams. Here at FibreMood, we went for midi length, but Clawdy can easily be made shorter or longer from needle to thread. We show you how. And then your fabric would be a fluid drape like viscose, crepe, or satin. Something with more structure, such as poplin, baby rib corduroy, suede, denim, flannel, gabardine, or tweed. Solid or prints, or even leather. Cool. I'm excited about Clawdy. It is high waist, that's good. The straight waistband is nice for a high-waisted garment. You shouldn't really need a curved waistband for a high-waisted garment like that, because your waist is, you know, pretty tubular. You shouldn't need the rise and fall of the waistband like a curve would provide. Okay, let's take a look at these instructions. Honey came back to say hello. She's been a lot of fun. She's a very good dog, in case you're wondering. Okay. Swinging Clawdy. So it's a circle skirt. It's a circle skirt, guys. Circle skirt with a little button closure and a center back seam. Center back zip. Yep, all you need is your waist measurement for this. Yeah, very straightforward. All right. Yeah, and truth, the fabric suggestions are spot on. You can literally make a circle skirt out of just about anything. Like, truly, just about anything. All right, I'm not going to spend too much time on a circle skirt. No offense. No offense, guys. All right, next up is the Daniella Dress. Daniella is synonymous with class and comfort. Oh, I kind of like this one. With its slight A-line shaped turtleneck and wrist trim in jersey, the puffed insert sleeves add an extra flourish of femininity. Daniella looks divine with a pair of thick tights, either in the same or contrasting color, or the sun is out and it's warm enough, ditch the tights altogether. You're destined to want more than one of this fantastic dress, and you're in luck because you can. And just 1, 2, 3. How about making them in different lengths if it strikes your fancy? Just check. They are really into this lengthening and shortening link, huh? It's also not hard to turn Daniella into a top. Would you prefer loose, floaty sleeves instead? Cut off the wrist trim. Designed for knit fabrics, there's no zip for this pattern as long as you don't get more convenient than that. Conveniently, there is no zip required for this pattern as long as something's not right with that sentence. Okay, that is on the condition that you select a stretchy fabric. For example, fine knit, rib knit, French terry, knit jacquard, and velvet are all great options. I think their styling is so cute. So this is a bit of a thicker knit. Maybe that's like a lightweight ponte possibly. I want to see this neckline. I only get 2 pictures? Seriously? Oh no, there's more. Cute. I love the sleeve. That's the sleeve without the wrist cuff. Love that. Love the neckline. Nice deep funnel neck. Cute. Oh no, it's like a rib knit. Like a thicker rib knit. Still very cute. But that's it for pictures. Yeah, I mean, not much to it if I'm being honest. But it is stinking cute. But I think that you could probably hack, like if you have the Nico or something, you could probably hack it to be this. You just add some width in the skirt and then same thing in the wrist. I mean, it's not, the line drawings definitely don't do it justice. It's way cuter on. And then because it's a knit, you know, you're going to get a much closer fit in the size range. But it does go up the full 0 to 26. I think some of their earlier patterns might cut off at 20 maybe. But I think all the newer ones are in a full extended size range. So yeah, I don't know about, well, I mean, are they expensive? I think they're like $10. Oh Lord, so many links. Yeah, $8.50 US dollar. Are these the same photos? Yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes I like weigh out like, was it worth my time to hack a pattern if something costs like $8? Sometimes it is. Sometimes I just genuinely do not feel like doing it, and paying somebody else is well worth my investment. Okay, next up we've got Ellie. Ellie is a prairie dress. That's speaking my language right now. The basis is easy, a simple cut round neckline with back zip closure and A-line skirt. It's the puffed sleeves, long cuffs, and swishy ruffled trim at the bottom that are the icing on the cake. You can also leave off the trim, finish it with a simple hem, define the waistline. You can also do that, add a casing and some elastic. LED radiates the spirit of the Wild West and goes wonderfully well with short or long cowgirl boots. Anybody up for some line dancing? Fluid drape such as muslin, which I think in those other countries means something different than it means here in the US. Viscose crepe or satin. That is unless you want a true statement sleeve. In that case, select a fabric that's more structured. So yeah, all your lightweight drapey wovens. Let's see her up close. So this is the exaggerated cuff with the gathered seam here. And then the little ruffle hem on the bottom. Oh, look at the threads. Happens to the best of us. The ruffle hem is really sweet. There it is with the super cool jacket. Yeah, those, oh, look, it's like an actual, like, situation with a little, oh, what's that called? Loop and everything. That's kind of cool. Oh my goodness. That seems dangerous. This is it without the ruffle and also without the cuff. So you just get like a flowy sleeve. Did they make any without the elastic casing? It sounds like in here that's, oh, I guess it's always optional, I guess, but it makes it seem like it wasn't designed that way, right? All right. Yeah, it's designed with the elastic casing. All right. And it does have some gathers on the shoulder as well. But again, again, I know that if you take off the sleeves and take off the ruffle, I know we all have a dress that's like this. We all have one. So, I mean, making a sleeve, and with the gathered, that's easier than a fitted one, that's for sure. But I guess all this work in the cuff probably is something I would be interested in learning and having someone show me how to do. And so, okay, fair enough, fair enough. The sleeve is really worth it. You're right. You're right, FibreMood, you're right. Um, but the base of it is pretty basic, like they said. And so because this is elastic and everything else is pretty loosely fitting, the size chart is really, if you fit within this size chart, you're good to go. You're good to go. And then they also have the waistline with or without elastic. All right, that's Ellie. Keep clicking. All right, now we have the Ellie dress. Ellie is breezily nonchalant and wonderfully feminine at the same time. This blouse dress is a treat to wear and is guaranteed to land you compliments galore. The ruffled skirt features hidden side seam pockets, and the set-in sleeves can be worn long or rolled up with the nifty sleeve tabs. The neck binding has a lovely round shape, and the button placket extends to the waist. So it's a half placket with chest pockets. Are a nice detail, but they're not a must. Fillets will be more minimalist without them, but the end look, that stays the max. I don't know what that means. Congratulations on your new Me-Made treasure. Woven is the code word here, but whether it's tencel, poplin, chambray, wool, or viscose, viscose is another word for rayon, by the way, if you don't know that term. That's up to you. So any of the lightweight woven category, they're recommending for this. But you could even go, I think, slightly into the midweight category, especially whenever you get into like I'm trying to think. Well, you wouldn't do a tencel twill. I mean, you could, but that would be pretty hefty. So yeah, lightweight woven's probably best. All right, some of these photos. That's a really good picture. I am obsessed with this bag. Where can I get the bag? All right, now look at this. This is something I feel like they didn't really talk to us too much about. Oh, wait, no, that's the pocket. I thought it was a separate waist seam because look how low this is. The gathering is way, way, way down here. Is that her natural waist? I mean, maybe. Here's the sleeve just rolled up. There's no collar. That makes it super easy to sew. Or is that just a little collar stand, maybe? And then there's the sleeve tab. Nice detail. Cute. Lots of top stitching. I need to get that collar. Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of just like a stand collar with your, regular half button band. And then the sleeve detail here. What do we think about this neckline? High neck. Pretty closely set in sleeve here too. Sorry if I'm pausing. I'm just kind of, trying to take it all in. Take it all in. It's cute. I like the kind of looseness of it. I don't know how incredibly flattering that would be on my shape. But it sure does look comfortable, right? Honey is back. Honey is trying to type. You can't type. The line drawing is super, super cute. I mean, I guess you could always put elastic in here to make it, better for pear shapes, to give a defined waist. But look at the back. The back is something we didn't get to see in any of the pictures. With this like shaped yoke and the little gathers, that's real cute. Real cute. And then here is our size chart, finished size chart. I don't know that any of it is close fitting, so that is good. Very good. I wanted to check the pocket because you guys know how I am about the pockets. Let's see. Teardrop pocket. Arr. Oh, goodness. I know it's just a me thing. That's fine. And I also understand that I have probably, convinced some of you for it to be a you thing, too. But if it's not, you do you. But for me, I need this to be anchored into the waist seam. I was just curious to see, what their priorities really are. Okay, this is called the Honey Top. And in case you don't know, I got a new puppy and I named her Honey. So this is just really speaking to me on lots of levels right now. Also because there are ruffles and gathers and this little plaid is so, so cute. So I'm excited about this one. Big sleeves have secured their leading role on the fashion scene, but look out because the age of the statement collar has begun. That is so true. So, so true. The honey top is a dazzling example of this trend. Romantic ruffled trim graces the full length of the collar. Don't want to overdo the ruffles. This brilliant boxy blouse has charm in spades, and that stays true even with a back to basics look with just a simple collar band and a button placket. Honey drapes beautifully with a subtle A-line cut created by the ruffles at the back. Ruffles at the back? What? The sleeves are finished with ruffles at the bottom, trim and ties. Before you start cutting, be careful to check the top's pattern measurements first to select the length you want. Okay. All kinds of fabrics. Woven works best, though, due to the delicate details. Poplin, tencel, linen, crepe, wool and wool blends, flannel, etc. are all good options. Great. All right, now let's look at these photos. I want to see the back. Show me this back you speak of. You can do ruffles down the placket, too, obviously. I'm getting this one, guys. Oh, shoot, I keep doing that. So cute. So extra, so over the top. Who cares? That's it for pictures. All right, we got to get to the line drawings to see the back then. It's a little bit annoying to have to kind of go through this process to get all the information I'm looking for, but I don't know. It's not that bad. I guess you kind of get used to it. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a cute little yoke with gathers. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know, but that is a really cute detail. Provides a lot of ease through the shoulder, through the lower part of your shoulder, which is nice. But yeah, all these gathers are these ruffles are so cute. And obviously you could do just this and leave off these, or do it this way too. But I love how this covers up the buttons. This is happening. This is for sure happening. I got to find a fabric. It'll be in my February plans. Don't you worry. Need. I might even just make two of them. One with this thingamajig and one without. So cute. So, so cute. And it goes the full size range too. Great. Great. Love it. And then the hem circumference, this hem hits a little bit higher, so it wouldn't be my full hem. I might be somewhere, maybe I could even go down to a 12 in the, or like a 12 bust and a 14 hip just to give it like that extra room. I don't know. I would definitely muslin this though, because I do think the European designers do use a different block or different standards. There's bias tape finish through here, I think. Just wanted to note that. Does anybody know anything about that? If they actually use different standards of measuring or ease, or how that works? All right, now we are at the Luz. It's gotta be Luz, right? Luz cardigan, the cozy cardigan. From the second you feel a chill, Luz is your go-to item. The best news of all, easy peasy sewing project. Length of the sleeves and cardigan is totally up to you. Discreet pockets. It looks great over a prairie dress, trousers with a top, you name it. Want to be a trendsetter? You can go the daring route and turn it into a sleeveless jumper. Okay, just make sure the armholes are finished neatly, obviously. Pick the jacquard or other knit fabric of your dreams and make this fabulous cardigan. Wear it as a coat. Select a fabric with body. If it has a small amount of stretch, even better. Oh, and there's a sew along, a social sew along, which I think happens in their IG stories, maybe. But yeah, long, cozy cardigan. I don't think it has any finishes up the center front. Why are they putting their models on all of these like really dangerous things to stand on? Oh man. This is the one without the sleeves, which is, I think, even cuter than with the sleeve. I love like a drop shoulder knitted situation. But yeah, it's just a finished front, no closures, no buttons, no tie. Why do I do this to myself? There wasn't a tie until this picture. But this now looks a lot like a robe, especially with these huge patch pockets. So I don't know. I kind of like it without the tie. Spoke too soon. That's how you guys know this is genuinely my first time looking at these patterns. Okay, here we go. I like the idea of this pocket where it's hidden in this little seam. That's a really cute idea. And again, I love it without the sleeve. Maybe that makes me like, what did they call it? Super daring. Make me daring. Trendsetter. Such a trendsetter. Or just use this to actually make a robe. I think that would be really nice too. Get some minky or something and make a little robe. Yeah, the sizing on this is going to be very, very generous, very forgiving, so don't stress about it too much. Also, alphanumeric sizing from extra small to 3X. So that is Luz. And then that's it. The rest are the kids patterns. So let me know if this format is going to be okay with you guys, and I can do FibreMood again when their next magazine comes out. Okay, I think I found the article. 5 times a year: February, April, June, September, and November. So it'll come out again in February. So if you guys like this, you kind of like their patterns, you want me to cover them, these times, I'm happy to add it to my list, and will do so. But other than that, let me know what you thought of this little 12 pattern collection. Little bit basics, but a little bit elevated too. I think I quite liked it. Like I said, I'm definitely getting the, in here, I think we can take a peek at this magazine. Honey. Yeah. Definitely getting the honey, pattern. I think that is so cute. And this is what the magazine looks like when it gets shipped to you. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys thought of these patterns. If you're going to be grabbing any of them for yourself. If you do get the magazine itself, obviously the patterns come with, but it's a lot like Berta Style, where you have to trace them off and then add your seam allowances. If you buy them through the site, seam allowances are already included, I'm pretty sure. And it's just obviously one pattern per download. You'll pay a little bit more money for it, but all that work is done for you. And the magazine is cool though, so I would recommend coming here and at least looking at it, because look at all of this ready to wear inspo that inspired some of their color choices. And it's a very kind of, they kept fashion in mind, in addition to the patterns. And then they also tell you where they get the accessories. So where is that cute little bag I found that I liked? Oh, here it is. A collab with Couzette. Nope, that's a fabric. Of course, they don't have my little bag featured. Too bad. Anyways, I can read through this a little bit more on my own. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of FibreMood and if you'd like to see them again in February. Otherwise, that is going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye from me and Honey.